In this video, we are going to learn how to factorize a quadratic polynomial. First, let us understand what is a quadratic polynomial. If I take x squared plus 7x plus 10, now this is a quadratic polynomial because the highest degree of the variable x in this case is raised to the power 2. So when the variable is raised to the power 2, we call it as a quadratic polynomial. Now, before we move on to factorization of quadratic polynomials, let us understand what are the factors. So, factors are the numbers you multiply together to get another number. I have taken the example of 10 over here. The factors of 10 are 1 and 10 because 1 times 10 gives us 10. They are 2 and 5 because 2 times 5 gives us 10. Now, if I can factorize this given polynomial as product of two binomials, it will be of the form x plus a times x plus b. So, I'll just expand this, that is, I'll take the product. So, we have x squared plus ax plus bx plus ab. Now, if we observe the two terms here, the second and the third term have x common, so I'll just take x outside. So this will become a plus b, x times the sum of a and b, plus ab plus x squared. Now, if we try to map this to our given polynomial, we observe the coefficient of x squared is 1 in both the cases. The coefficient of x is a plus b here and 7 over here. So, if we are mapping this, so a plus b will be corresponding to 7 and the product ab will be corresponding to the constant 10 here. So, a times b is equal to 10. So, what does this mean? A and b are factors of 10 because a times b is giving me 10. And the factors should be such that when I take the sum a plus b, it should be equal to 7. Now, if we observe our given factors, if I take 1 and 10, the given criteria is not satisfied. So, I will take the factors 2 and 5. Now, let's see if it's satisfied. So, a plus b, so that is 2 plus 5 is equal to 7 and 2 times of 5 is equal to 10. So, our criteria over here is satisfied. So, now I will write my given polynomial x squared plus 7x plus 10 as x squared plus ax plus bx plus ab. So, where here a I will take it as 2 and b I will take it as 5. So, I can write the given polynomial as x squared plus 2x plus 5x plus the product of a and b, that is 2 times 5, which is 10. Now, if you observe, there is nothing actually that has changed in our polynomial. We have just split 7x as the sum of 2x and 5x. Now, I'll group the first two terms and I'll group the last two terms. On grouping, we see that there is x common in both these terms, so I'll remove x. And we have from x squared, if I remove x, I am left with x. From 2x, if we remove x, we are left with 2. So, x plus 2. From 5x plus 10, I'll remove the common 5. From 5x, when we remove 5, we see we are left with x. And 10, which is product of 5 and 2. It's product of 5 and 2. If I remove 5, we are left with 2. So, x plus 2. Now, we are getting two terms here. Again, we observe in these two terms, x plus 2 is common. So, I'll just take x plus 2 outside. So, x plus 2 times what is left? In the first term, when I remove x plus 2, I'm left with x. And in the second term, when we remove x plus 2, we are left with plus 5. So, the two factors of the polynomial, the quadratic polynomial x squared plus 7x plus 10 are x plus 2 and x plus 5. Now, I'll take one more example here. X squared minus 7x plus 10. Now, when we are trying to map it to this polynomial x squared, okay, the coefficient of x squared is 1. The coefficient of x, a plus b, here is corresponding to minus 7. Let's write it down. A plus b is equal to minus 7 and a times b is equal to 10. Now, the product is positive and the sum is negative. So when do we get a positive product? When both the given numbers are negative or when both the given numbers are positive. Since the sum is positive here, it implies that both our numbers are negative. Now if we pick out 1 and 10, 1 plus 10, minus 1 plus minus 10 will give me minus 11. So that does not satisfy our given criteria. So I'll go for 2 and 5 again. But we'll take minus 2 plus minus 5. Okay, that gives us minus 7. Let's see the product. Is minus 2 times minus 5 equal to 10? Yes, because the product of two negative numbers is positive. So it is 10. So it is satisfying our given criteria. Now we will write the given polynomial as x squared plus ax plus bx plus ab. Here our our a is negative, so minus 2x. b is also negative, therefore minus 5x plus 10. As previous, we will group the first two terms and we'll group the last two terms. Now if we see in this, x is common. Let's just take it out. We are left with x minus 2. Now I have here minus 5. This 10 is product of minus 5 and minus 2. So I see that minus 5 is common, so I'll take minus 5 outside. We are left with x. Now minus 5 into minus 2 gives us plus 10. So it is minus 2. Okay. Now again we get two terms. We observe that x minus 2 is common in both the terms. So I'll take x minus 2 out. From the first term, once I remove x minus 2, we are left with x. And from the second term, once we remove x minus 2, we are left with minus 5. So the two factors of x squared minus 7x plus 10 are x minus 2 and x minus 5. Let's take one more example. I will take the example x squared plus 3x minus 10. Now if we try to map this onto our polynomial here, x squared plus ax plus bx plus ab. Now sum of a plus b should be equal to the coefficient of x. So a plus b is equal to 3 and the product is equal to the constant, that is minus 10 here. So a times b should be equal to minus 10. Now when do we get the product to be negative? When either a or b is negative. One of the two given factors should be negative because negative times positive is equal to negative. So among our factors, again looking at the factors of 10, we observe that if one more observation that we need to make here is the sum a plus b is 3. So that means we have to give positive sign to that number because since 3 is positive here, whose absolute value is greater. So among the two factors 5 and 2, we observe the absolute value of 5 is greater. So I'll keep it as plus 5 plus minus 2. Okay, that gives us 3. So the first criteria is satisfied. Let's look for the next criteria. 5 times minus 2 gives me minus 10. So my second criteria is also satisfied. So now we write, okay, let's just put this line over here. Now we write our given polynomial, that is x squared plus 3x minus 10 as x squared plus ax plus bx plus ab. We are going to split 3x as sum of ax and bx. So we have x squared plus 5x minus 2x minus 10. Now grouping the first two and the last two again, we see that x is common in both these terms. So I take x outside. Once I remove x from x squared, we are left with x. From 5x, once I remove x, I'm left with 5. Now minus 10 we got as factors of, what were the factors of minus 10 here? 5 and minus 2. So minus 2 is common for both. Let's take minus 2 outside. So we are left with x and plus 5 because we have removed minus 2 here along with the sign. So the other factor that is left is plus 5. Now in these two terms again, we observe that x plus 5 is common Let's take x plus 5. Okay, what are we left with? From the first term, once we remove x plus 5, we are left with x. And from the second term, once we remove x plus 5, we are left with minus 2. So the two factors, or the binomial factors of the quadratic polynomial x squared plus 3x minus 10 are x plus 5 times x minus 2. So this method is commonly known as middle term splitting, where we split the middle term. In the first case, it was 7x split as plus 2x and plus 5x, minus 7x split as minus 2x and minus 5x, and plus 3x was split as 5x minus 2x. Now in this video we have seen examples only where the coefficient of x squared is 1. In the coming videos we'll see examples where the coefficient of x squared is not equal to 1.